Hello drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to this free mini song lesson where today I'm going to show you the best and most important parts from the song Synchronicity II. Synchronicity II, that's it. By The Police, drummed of course by the legendary Stewart Copeland. And I've got 2 pages of PDF notation for you to download from my website for free, covering all the major fills, those major grooves, those bell cymbal accents, all the cool stuff that you hear in the song, featuring many Stewart Copeland sort of signature drum fills and licks. Very reggae influenced, of course, as usual, but a lot of fun to play and sort of feel. And you have to forgive me as I probably massacre, destroy Stewart's wonderful touch by trying to replicate his parts. So I haven't got the feel and touch. You have to forgive me on that. You probably haven't either. In fact, I know you haven't, but we can have a go, can't we? Just to let you know that I've got currently a sale going on, a January sale on my website, 25% off becoming an online member, where you get access to almost 500 full song lessons, including a couple of other police song lessons as well. So go over to my website. I'm not sure exactly the date it's going to end, but sometime the end of this month, 25% off on becoming an online member for a full year through my website. So let's crack on. That's enough of that rubbish. Here we go. So occurs at 11 seconds. And basically when Stewart comes in with the drums. And there's a lot of overdubbing going on this song. I was lucky enough to find a isolated drum part for this song. And on the isolated drum part, you can hear lots of stuff being added. Splash cymbals, timpani drums are even added in the song as well, in certain parts, adding to Stewart's drum part even more, making it bigger and more dramatic. So the first part, we come in with a snare drum on beat 4, and Stewart's maintaining this really cool solid backbeat on 2 and 4 throughout the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we come in with that first backbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're into our first bar of drum beat. It's this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And he does this throughout the song. He's playing the and 1 on the bass drum. Sometimes in the song, before the choruses, he's playing and 3. He purposely changes it round just to create a different feel. But most of the song, it's and 1. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 1. The second line, basically we've got 3 bars of groove there. And then the 4th bar, the very last bar, the 5th bar of the section, we get this open hi-hat part, but I've written, sounds like a splash was choked. So it's actually a splash cymbal being choked to rather than open hi-hats. Stewart's hi-hat in the song is a different sound to what we're hearing on the recording. So this part was overdubbed, but later in the song he does use the hi-hat to replicate this same feel, this same open hi-hat lick. So I've written it as an open hi-hat, but realise on the recording it's actually a choked cymbal, a little effect cymbal, but of course we can replicate it on the hi-hat. So that 5th bar there, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So we got 3 and 4 and open hi-hat on 3, closes on the and, open on 4, closes on the and, but that bass drum is still being maintained underneath. So before we move on, let me now play for you the whole of that section up to speed. Here we go. So then at 49 seconds we get this repeating idea that Stewart does, really cool. Not only does he play around with the bass drum on the and 1 and 3, he also does this effect where he plays 4 ands, creating this kind of weird effect where the bass drums are coming in a little bit earlier than you expect. So I've got 3 bars for you. If you loop them round, you sort of get the idea. The first and the third bar are the standard grooves we've been doing before, but bar 2 has the 4 and. Notice that the bass drum comes down with the snare drum on beat 4. So those 3 bars looped around a few times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. Notice when we go from bar 2 into bar 3 where we've got the 4 and, we're not playing 4 and 1, it's just 4 and 1 skipped over. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 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 4 and 1. And let's hear that up to speed a couple of times as well. So at 105 we get our first taste of Stewart's excellent cymbal work with the bell of the ride cymbal, creating some really cool offbeat patterns but still maintaining this solid groove underneath. So I've included the first bar here where he's come from the hi-hat into the bell because we've got a cool drum fill, sort of very Stewart Copeland signature drum fill here. We get 1 and 2 and 3, but the beat 3 and the and 3 are open, and 3 and 3 and closes into a snare drum on beat 4, 4 and 1, and then into a crash cymbal on bar 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Classic Stewart Copeland lick, that, very reggae influenced. So then we go into the first of the bell patterns. I've got 4 bars for you, and it just shows you just every bar is different, how much he's able to improvise with the bell. So we get 1, 2, 3. Then we don't play beat 4. We get 4 and 1. Because remember, that bass drum is still playing 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 underneath all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 1. Then we get 2 and 3. So same idea again. 2 and 3 with the and 3 there. And then at the end of the bar, 4 and 1. He doesn't play and 1. He just plays 4 and 1. The bass drum ends up on its own on beat 1 there. Then we get 2 and 3. So again, so you can hear that pattern going 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 on the bell sort of thing. So that bar there, 1, 2 and 3. And then he sort of ends it, the end of that second line, bar 2, with sort of just riding on the bell. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You get this and 1 at the end there with the crash cymbals. So those 5 bars slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And forgive the mishit there. I've got a very small bell on my ride cymbal. That sounds really dodgy. I never tried saying that out loud. Okay, let me now play for you those 2 lines up to speed. So on to page 2, and this next section occurs at 1 minute 18, sort of after that last section I just showed you, very close to it, to sort of the end of it. So I've got the drum fill again going into what I wanted to show you. We get 1, 2, and then he plays 3 and 4 and 1. It could be 3 and, it doesn't matter what tom you use. I think it sounds better, more like the recording if you use a higher pitched tom. So we get 1, 2, 3 and 4. Feel free to play 3 and 4 if you wanted to, but I think you'd probably play right, right, left. Oh, well, it's a right, right, flam. 3 and 4 and 1. Then, just sort of playing 8th notes on the right cymbal, not really playing around with any of the accents at all. We get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then he starts to break up the bass drum. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Again for the next line, that first bar, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. So we're on to the third bar now, that second line. 1 and 2 and 3, yes, he resolves it there on 3. 1 and 2 and 3. And then this bit was definitely overdubbed with timpani drums to make it sound bigger. So I've replicated it this way. Floor tom, bass drum and snare drum, 4. Then my left hand's going to move up to the crash cymbal. And I'm going to play the floor tom and bass drum with that as well. And so we get 4 ands, 4 ands. Those floor tom notes being played on 4 ands, and the bass drum 4 and as well. So that sort of idea where we're playing 4 and, the accent's there, instead of and 1. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 ands. Then the last 2 bars I wanted to include because we get an idea that he plays throughout the song. This bell pattern going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Really cool, going across the beat, going across the bar in a cool way. So after that 4 ands, Stewart skips over beat 1, then we come back in with beat 2. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 3 and 3 and 4 and 1. It resolves there on beat 1 of the next bar. 1, 2 and 3. Those two notes are sort of played just on the right cymbal anywhere. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So a lot of stuff going on there. Let me play those two lines for you slowly. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So let me play for you those two lines up to speed. Then at 2:08 we've got another cool bell improvisational section, and I wanted to include this part as well because this is an area where Stewart reverses the bass drum. Instead of and 1, it's now and 3, and like I said earlier on, he does this a few times in the song. So we get 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and, always with the offbeat stuff coming in with the bell on the offbeat. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Second bar, 1, 2 and 3. Then we get this 4 and 1, which he repeats almost the same in the third bar. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Then that last bar, 1, 2, and then it's sort of 3 and 4, and we just move back to any part of the right cymbal, and we get this 3 and 4 and 1, where we resolve back to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. So he sort of purposely puts that little bit at the end to sort of get it back to the original place with the bass drum. So it's 4 bars slowly. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. And up to speed. So at 3:38 we get this cool little improvisation with the bass drum now. So the first 2 bars, standard stuff. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You can see the bass drum's back on and 1 now. Second bar, 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Then we get this special bar here. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, a 2, and that push on the bass drum that actually falls in between the right cymbal. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and because I was able to find the isolated drum track, I was able to hear this ghost note in the last bar. He plays 1 E and, so that's a little tap there. That snare drum in the bracket is a ghost note. It's played quietly. 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and into the next section. So those 4 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1 E and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. And up to speed. So then finally at 3:55 we get this last little cool drum fill. I think it's just proceeded from the 4 and section. So the first bar there doesn't have anything on beat 1 because of that. We come in on beat 2. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Then we get this bar. 1 and 2 and. So we get open hi-hat on 1 and 2 and. This time it's definitely played on the hi-hat, not the splash cymbal from the beginning of the song. 1 and 2. The hi-hat closes with these 2 snare drum notes. And 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So there's 2 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So I count you in like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And up to speed without the microphone on. So there you go. Hope you had fun with that. That was a lot of fun for me to transcribe and teach for you today. Always a pleasure doing a police song. Don't forget to download both pages of the PDF for free from my website. You'll find the link beneath this video. And like I say, while you're at the website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. Like I said, for the month of January, I've got this 25% off deal. So go over there, you get access to almost 500 full video song lessons. This will be, well, this isn't a full song lesson, but I've got 496 full video song lessons, almost at the 500 mark, where I teach you a song from start to finish. Every single bar is included, every single fill. You get the fully transcribed drum chart with each of my full song lessons. And like I said earlier on, I've got a few other police song lessons up on the website already, and I'm sure I'll be adding more in the future. And so thank you for signing up. I'll give you access to even more. I'll give you hundreds of little videos teaching you many, many famous drum beats, fills, and even solos. I give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous beats, fills, and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, then email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip and happy drumming to you.